Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Monday, September the 24th. We do have a 12-game main slate for Monday night. Real quickly, before we look at this slate, hope you guys had a good week 3 of NFL. My week went pretty solid. I will have my lineup review up on Monday, so if you guys do want to check that out, my lineup review for the NFL slate on week 3, it should be out Monday in the afternoon. We'll also give some showdown picks in that video as well for Monday Night Football. So if you guys want to check that video out, we'd appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like on this video. If you are new, make sure you subscribe. Let's go ahead and get started, though. Let's look at pitcher today. We do have 5 options over 10K. We got Severino, Kluber, Strasburg, Taillon, and Kershaw all pitching on this 12-game slate. And just looking at these 5 guys, there's definitely 2 that I want to pay up for. I want to pay up for Kluber. I want to pay up for Strasburg. And I think right now Kluber is my favorite option. He's 10,900. He's going up against a White Sox team that we know just strikes out a ton. Little concerning, though, that Corey Kluber is going to be pitching off short rest. I think he's pitching off like 4 or 5 days rest, which usually isn't normal for him. Also, the Indians are in the playoffs. They don't really need to push Kluber farther than he needs to go. If we do get word that Kluber is going to be on a pitch count, then we might can get off of him, but I'm expecting him to throw at least 85, 90 pitches. He's going to go probably at least 5 or 6 innings. And at 10-9 against the White Sox, he could easily get 25, 30 DraftKings points in 6 innings against this team just because how much they strike out. He faced them in his last start, went 8 innings, only allowed gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, but did get 11 strikeouts. So even if you give up some runs against the White Sox, you can still get there because of how much they strike out. So I do like Kluber. If we get word that he's going to be on a strict pitch count, they're not really going to push him that deep, then we can definitely pivot to Steven Strasburg. I like Strasburg at home against the Marlins. I think Strasburg's definitely a good play today if you do want to consider him, but right now, as long as Kluber is not going to be limited, he's my guy at 10-9 at home on the road against the White Sox. And then at SP2, there's a really good option, I feel like, in the 7K range. Another guy I worry like how deep he's going to pitch, but if he can throw 80, 90, 100 pitches, Nathan Eovaldi, great play here at home against the Orioles. Orioles are just so bad. They strike out a ton. They have a terrible lineup. As long as Eovaldi can throw like 5 or 6 innings, 80 pitches, we can definitely play him here against this horrible Orioles lineup. It's just such a bad lineup, so many strikeouts. Getting towards the end of the season, this lineup's going to get even worse with all the guys coming up from the minor leagues. So I really like a Red Sox stack here, and I like the Red Sox in general. I like Eovaldi in general on this slate. Just think he's a really good play. At 7,300, a lot of strikeout upside in this matchup against the Orioles. So these are kind of the 2 pitchers I do like. There are other guys we can consider, though, on this slate. Felix Pena, 6,100, I think is a good value option. If you're trying to go cheap, he's pitching at home against a Rangers team that strikes out a ton. Definitely think he is a viable option. Same with Brian Mitchell. I don't like Brian Mitchell as a pitcher. I don't think he's very good, but he's facing the Giants in AT&T Park, and he's 4,200. So he definitely needs to be on our radar if we're really trying to punt this position and maybe pay up for some bats. We do have a Coors Field game on this slate. Zach Eflin and Tyler Anderson are pitching in Coors. We might want to get some exposure to Rockies bats. They do have a 6 implied run total. So if we want to get exposure to the Rockies, a guy like Brian Mitchell might be a guy we have to play at SP2 if we want to do that. But yeah, I think that's it for pitcher. I don't love the mid-range today. I don't like these 9K plays. Like Robbie Ray, I just don't know if I can play him against the Dodgers. I think I'd rather just get up to the 10K guys. Paxton against Oakland, I don't think I want to go there. Oakland's just, they've been hitting the ball really well lately. They haven't been striking out that much. Jack Flaherty against the Brewers, I don't really like that matchup. Derek Holland's facing the Padres, but Derek Holland is also 8K today. I don't know if I want to play Derek Holland when he's 8K, but he is at home facing a Padres team that we know does strike out a lot. Just like this mid-range, I'm not really in love with a lot of plays here besides Eovaldi. So I think that's it for pitcher. Let's go ahead and look at the bats today. We got a lot of underpriced bats, in my opinion, especially from the Astros. The Astros just seem too cheap. They're facing Marco Estrada today, who is just a terrible pitcher. They're facing him in Toronto, which is a good hitter's park, in the Rogers Center. Jose Altuve at 4,600, way too cheap just for this matchup. The Astros in general are just too cheap for this matchup. If we look at their price tags, you got George Springer at 4,200, Altuve 4,600, Bregman 4,500. All these guys feel like they're $1,000 too cheap. They have a 5.3 implied run total today versus Estrada. Love an Astros stack, especially on DraftKings with their price tag. Love Altuve here. Love Alex Bregman as well. He's only $4,500. Just seems $1,000 too cheap. Not really sure why he's this cheap. Last few games he's been 5K, 5,200, 5K. Now he gets a great matchup against Estrada, and he's priced down to 4,500. So I'm going to take advantage of these cheap prices on the Astros. Going to be stacking them up. Love Altuve, love Bregman, love George Springer as well, as long as he's in the lineup today. He is listed as day today, but he's in the projected lineup, should be in there leading off for the Astros. And he's another guy that's just too cheap, 4,200, leading off against Marco Estrada. Love Springer today. This Astros stack, great stack on the slate in my opinion. Definitely one of my favorites, especially on DraftKings with these really bad prices, and especially with how cheap these guys are. But yeah, these are my 5 plays for tonight's 12-game slate. Corey Kluber, Nathan Eovaldi, Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, and George Springer. Now we'll quickly talk about some of the stacks I like. I know I've mentioned the Astros. I think factoring in price, they're probably my favorite stack on DraftKings with a 5.3 implied run total versus Estrada. But other stacks, if you're going to play a cheap pitcher like Brian Mitchell, or if you're just going to fade the expensive pitchers, you definitely should be considering some Rockies bats here with a 6 implied run total versus Zach Eflin. Eflin's been really bad lately. He's really been struggling. We know he's bad against lefties. Blackman, Dahl, you can play these guys. Cargo, you can play today. Don't even mind some righties from the Phillies versus Tyler Anderson, like Rhys Hoskins, Bautista, Ramos, Santana, Altair. These guys did get priced up, but they're in Coors Field. Especially a guy like Rhys Hoskins at 5K. If you can fit him in today, I think he is a good play. But I still would probably put the Astros above these two teams. Astros are definitely a main priority for me when it comes to stacks. But let's see, like some of these 10 o'clock games, the Angels, they have a 5.1 implied run total against Adrian Sampson. You could possibly go there. You got some really cheap prices, especially at the top of this lineup. Cole Calhoun, 3,400. Jose Fernandez, 3,100. Maybe a little value stack if you want to go with the Angels. I could see that. But I think that's it for stacks. Probably the Angels, Rockies, Phillies, and Astros are going to be the teams I really look to. The Indians and the Red Sox both have high totals on this slate. Indians 5.7 versus Covey. Red Sox 5.9 versus Dylan Bundy. You could definitely go to Red Sox bats here if you can fit them in, but with how, just like I said, with how cheap the Astros are, the Astros I'm still going to put ahead of the Red Sox, ahead of the Indians. But if there's lineups where I don't play any of the 10K pitchers, and maybe I play like Eovaldi and Brian Mitchell, then I will for sure have some Red Sox stacks and some Indian stacks. But I think that's it for the stacks I like on this slate. So let's go ahead and look at BVP plays. For this 12-game slate, do have a lot of them, so I will just try and cover the ones with about a 20 at-bat sample, so that way it doesn't take too much time. So we'll start off with Andrew Benintendi. He's gone 8 for 26 with a home run against Dylan Bundy. Mookie Betts has gone 8 for 31 with 3 home runs, and Xander Bogaerts 9 for 29 with 2 home runs against Bundy. Starling Marte 10 for 20 with a home run against Cole Hamels. Paul Goldschmidt 12 for 54 with 3 home runs against Clayton Kershaw. Kike Hernandez 6 for 23, 3 home runs against Robbie Ray. And lastly, down here at the bottom, Eric Hosmer 9 for 24 with the home run against Derek Holland. I know I didn't cover all the BVP plays, so if you do want to look at all of them, feel free to pause the video here and just look at them. But I think that's it for the video, guys. I think that's it for my stacks, BVP plays, covered it all. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you do click that like button before you close out the video. I would appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. Still going to be putting out MLB videos daily for you guys. Obviously going to be making NFL videos as well every week. My recap video going over some of my lineups for week 3. That video will be up Monday, hopefully around 11 or 12 Eastern. We'll also give some showdown picks for the Buccaneers and Steelers game on Monday night. So if you want to check that video out, I would appreciate it. It should be up around 12 Eastern Monday. Feel free to check that video out. Would definitely mean a lot. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, like I always say, you can hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. My Twitter account is down in the description. Just click that link. It'll take you straight there. Give me a follow. Feel free to DM me. My DMs are always open, so you can always ask me questions there. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Good luck tonight on this 12-game slate. For those of you playing Showdown on Monday night, good luck on that as well. Peace.